So hello everyone. My name is Chrisley Angelo Comia, and I will be your PTA for today. And this session, we'll be working on our strength, especially in the population for AS, the ankylosing spondylitis. So just a little overview before we do our exercise. AS is a chronic inflammatory arthritis that can cause joint damage and possible disability. It begins with teens or young adults, so usually around the ages of 20 to 30, where they could see the early signs of AS. And these include fatigue, mild fever, loss of appetite, pain, and stiffness in the lower back. And there are 3 stages of AS. As of right now, we're all in you guys are in the early stage. So, which is like stage 1. So you might be experiencing some back pain, but your joints are still mobile. Stage 2 is joint involvement. Typically it starts at the sacroiliac joint and it is visible in x-rays. And then stage 3 is when the damage in your joint has occurred. And that's at the point where it's irreversible. So that can cause bone loss and calcification of spinal ligaments, which then leads to very limited range on your back. So you have less flexibility. So the goals of this exercise program is to increase strength, improve flexibility, improve/maintain joint mobility, conditioning, improve efficiency of movement, and I think it's the most crucial one is to improve our posture. Okay, so are you guys ready to start the exercise?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah.
So I need you guys to stand up. So the first thing, obviously, you need to set up your stuff if you have them. Just lay down the yoga mat. Have if you have a towel or a resistance band, that would be great. Our first warm up is marching. So when we're doing this again, it's just like your regular marching. We'll do this for about a minute. So you just march, and we'll do this for 1 minute. If you need to take a break, don't hesitate, have some water. And just keep marching for 1 minute. So we do warm-ups. It's very important so that we don't overexert or like feel any cramps, pull any muscle. So 20 more seconds. Ten more seconds. 2 and 1. So our next warm-up will be heel sliding with a strap. So if you have a blanket or a resistance band, that would be great. So for this exercise, I'm not sure if you guys see me, but essentially you will be on a sitting position like this. Have your back straight. And if you have your blanket or your resistance band, you put it on your leg. And basically you just let your toes point upward, let your heel touch the floor. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull it and then you're gonna release. So you're pulling towards your chest and then release. So my resistance band is actually a little too short, so it doesn't look like I'm pulling, but I'm pulling it towards myself, then release. So you do about 10 repetitions of these for each side. We'll do 5 more. So doing these kind of warm-ups is very good for your knees because it allows for more mobility and prevents your knee joints from calcifying. You don't want your knees to stiff, right? And then last one. And then you do the opposite side. Again, you just put it under your foot and you pull towards your chest. We do about 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So you can put your resistance bands away. And our next warm-up exercise is a side lying abduction. So you could lay on your side, right? You could just put your hand like this, but just support your head, or you could just completely lay down. I'm not sure if you guys can see me here. Just lay down and you're gonna lift. You can start with either left or right, and you're just gonna lift your leg up and then down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It allows for the movement on the hips. 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna lay on the opposite side. It's about the same thing. You just lay down like this. So you put your arm under your head and you lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should be able to feel that contraction on your buttocks, which are muscles that are one of the essential muscles for walking. And then our next warm-up, or our last warm-up exercise, is a 4-point kneeling weight shift. So start off by getting on your knees, and then you put your arms just right under your shoulders. And then make sure your back is not curved like that, or you're not up like this. Make sure it's straight, your spine is straight. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift weights. We're gonna shift forward and then backward. So this allows for mobility, not just on your hips and your shoulders, but also on your back. Do about 10 of these. 3, 4, good form, you guys. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Last one, and 10. Good. So now we're gonna move on to our main exercise. How does that feel, you guys? You feel warmed up?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so we have about, for our main exercise, we have about 7 exercises for strengthening. First one is bird dog. So it's pretty much the same position as we started, where you're on your knees, and then your arms are just right under your shoulders. I'm just gonna adjust my camera so you guys can see. And then for this one, you're gonna lift one leg. Well, I don't have enough space here. But you're gonna lift one, if you're gonna lift your left leg, you're gonna lift your right hand at the same time. So it's like diagonal. So you lift your left leg straight, you bring your right arm straight at the same time. So 1, and then you put it down, and then your left arm and your right leg. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure your knees aren't so close together. 9. 10. Good. And then our next exercise would be wall sit. So with wall sit, we're targeting our legs, strengthening of our legs. So make sure you have a wall you have a wall to lean on anywhere. And you're just gonna kind of go on a wall on a sitting position with your hips and your knees bent at 9 degrees. I'm gonna wear my my slides for this because my socks are sliding off. So if you have shoes on or slippers on, this could also work. So you're gonna sit like you're gonna like sit like this. It's like you're sitting on a chair, and you're just gonna hold it for about a minute, okay? But right now we're just gonna do it for just 30 seconds. Just hold it. Make sure you breathe in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose, and out through your mouth. If you can't hold it, you can always take a break. Everyone has different tolerance, and it's normal. But eventually, when you keep doing these exercises, you'll be able to build up your endurance. Okay, here we go. 10 more seconds. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then back up. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Feels
Good. I definitely feel it in my legs.
Good. And then our next one will be going back on the floor, and we'll be doing a plank. Again, it's for strengthening of our core muscles and our trunk. So for this one, just put your arms shoulder width apart, and then make sure your back is straight, and you try to hold it for 30 seconds. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Try to hold it as much as you can. We'll just do this for about 30 seconds, but eventually the exercise program will increase the time. Ten more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. And our next main exercise is modified push-ups. And I say it's modified because we're not doing a regular push-ups. Basically what you do is you use your knees instead of using your foot. So for this one, I'm trying to move myself so I could have more space. I'm not sure if you guys can see me. So basically your hands are still shoulder width apart, and then you lean forward. And then you're gonna basically use your knees as it's kind of like to stabilize you instead of your feet. And then you go down and then back up. I do 10 reps of these, okay? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, up, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's all of our kind of like stabilizing exercise. Next one will be on the standing position. Okay, so the next exercise is just squats. You do 10 of these. Again, strengthening of your lower extremity muscles. So you're gonna have a good stand. Make sure you have a nice base of support. Excuse me, instead of narrow. And then you're just gonna squat. 1, We're gonna do 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, looking good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our last main exercise, I prefer if you have a chair to hold on to for support at the front, or you're holding on to a wall. And the next thing you do is side hip, standing hip abductions. So 1, 2, make sure you have something to hold on. 3, 4, 5. This just decrease the risk of falling. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And obviously when we're doing these exercises, we're taking 30-second breaks in between, or 1 minute, so that we don't overexert. And then our last component, we have our, there's a cool down. So next thing we're gonna do, you can do this in the sitting. You just hold, put your right hand on the left side of your head. And you kind of stretch it towards the right side. Do this for 10 seconds. Breathe through your nose, out through your mouth. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you slowly take out your hand and do the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our next exercise is a cat post stretch. So if you still have your yoga mat, you'll be going down into that position once again. Kind of around this position, but your arms are sort of about two meters away. And then you stretch back and you hold this position for 20 seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we'll jump onto our buttock stretch. So for this one, it's about the same thing with yesterday. You cross your legs and you pull towards you and you hold. 20 seconds each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then you move on to the other side and you try to bring your knees towards you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The next one is our lumbar flexion stretch. You can lay down, bring your knees towards your chest, and you basically put your hands on your knees and you try to bring it towards your chest and you hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How does that feel, you guys?
Feels good.
All right. So that wraps up our session. Here are the references if you want to learn more about our condition. And I'll be sending you guys the exercise plan so you get to do this outside of the program. So thank you for participating, and I hope to see you guys on our next session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.